Hi guys, it's Morgan from the Treasure Trove, and today I'm here with kind of a unique video. If you've been here long enough, you know that I like K-pop, so I have my Big Bang shirt on today for a reason. I was just perusing Instagram, you know, as one does, and I had this brand recommended to me called IdolxCosmetics, and they do BTS themed makeup palettes. And I could not for the life of me find any reviews on any of their products, like YouTube videos. Maybe there are more now, maybe I'm just out of the loop, but I thought it would be really interesting to buy their new release because I thought they were coming out with a new release and test it for you guys just because I'm curious. So here it is in the bubble wrap. It looks like, oh my gosh, I almost dropped it right away. It looks like a cassette tape right off the bat. It's so super cute. Now, I think it falls into like a legally gray area where they're not taking any of BTS's branding necessarily, but it's definitely, it's like not officially licensed by Big Hit or anything, so just so you know right off the bat. Also, when you place your order, it says that the order goes to a processing center in the US, but this palette drop shipped from China. So this, I came all the way from China, just putting that out there. So it comes in this sleeve here. Let's wait for my camera to focus. I'm not a professional YouTuber by any means, so I don't have any other way of filming this. So the palette looks the same outside the sleeve. Here's the branding on the back. IdolxCosmetics. They only do a couple releases every once in a while. They don't do very many releases. I think they had like a Love Yourself palette, and they had, I think that was it. They had a Love Yourself palette, and then they have now this Dynamite palette. So inside it comes with 18 shades, 10 buttery mattes, and 7 pressed glitters and 1 eye topper. So here's what the palette looks like on the inside. Ooh, I was hoping that it would come okay and not damaged, and it definitely did. So as you can see, there's a bunch of really fun colors in this palette. That's what drew me to it in the first place. So how they work the Dynamite concept into this palette is they have the lyrics be the shade name. So we have Cup of Milk, Glow Up, Let's Go, Stars Tonight, Medicine, Diamond, Light It Up, Sweet as Honey, Iced Tea, Funk and Soul, Bring the Fire, Break of Dawn, Ping Pong, Disco. Dynamite is this wild glitter shade, Rock and Roll, King Kong, and Night Elite is black. So I really didn't want to do a review of this or anything. I just want to do a first impressions of how the palette performs so you guys can get a good idea. I personally really enjoy first impression videos. I think that pretty much with all the makeup I've tested, being a makeup lover over the past like 10 years, 15 years of my life, my first impressions of a product are pretty spot on for how I'm gonna feel about it. And I just like, I don't know anything about this company. I don't know how their eyeshadows perform or what anything, so I really don't know what look I'm going for. Don't know what I'm doing. We'll just go for it. There's a lot of fun colors in here, so I'm just gonna do a first impressions. The packaging is really nice. It feels pretty solid. It's got a really nice mirror, so that's a plus. So let's jump right into my first impressions for this. I really don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I want to zoom in or not, because every time I zoom in, I'm completely horrified by my own looks. Where's my makeup? Okay, so I'm just gonna start off the eye look by priming my eyes with the Urban Decay. I'll just zoom in a little bit, just a little bit. Primer potion. I already did my base makeup off camera because that's boring and no one wants to see it. I posted my return to YouTube yesterday, and you guys are just super sweet. The comments I got on that video were just meant a lot to me, and just thank you for being here, supporting me, and liking the direction that I'm heading with everything. Just thank you. It means a lot to me. Alright, so I prepped my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion, so now let's start in with the eyeshadows. What are we going to go for today? Good question. I'm not really getting the 7 pressed glitters that they're talking about in this palette. I'm assuming they're just meaning 7 shimmery shades, because they're definitely not pressed glitters when you look at them in the pan. This one is the only one that is a pressed glitter, and that is the eyeshadow topper that they're talking about. So, really interesting. Also, it's a very, very like neutral leaning palette with some fun pops colors. I think I'm gonna go with this pink. We're gonna go with the shade Rock and Roll. I'm just gonna play. We're just gonna see what happens. We're gonna go with the shade Rock and Roll down here. It's hot pink shade. So I'm taking a brush that already has hot pink on it from this other eyeshadow palette I have, and I'm just going to pack. Okay, I'm a complete dummy who forgot to clean off my memory card, so I'm just gonna pack that in the outer corner of my eye like this and start to bring it inward. This is probably going to be very similar to the look I did in the last video, just using different colors. So I don't know, I tend to do my makeup pretty much the same way every time. That's why I don't know why any of you want to know what I do, because I'm boring. This color right away, very good payoff. So then I just take a blending brush, like a clean blending brush, like this one, and I go around all the edges. I really wanted to do this because I know that, you know, K-pop is kind of at the highest point that it's ever been. I've been a fan for like over 10 years. 10 years? No, not over 10 years, 10 years. And in the West, it's never been as big as it is now. So I kind of, to see a makeup company that just things are themed around BTS, I want to make sure that they weren't like ripping off people, just playing on the fact that people will buy stuff related to them. So I was just like really curious to see if this was even good, because my cat is yelling at me in the background. Hey bud. He's joined us. Sig has joined us. You never know. You never know what people will do to make a quick buck. So, alright, now that we have that blended out, I think I'm going to do something possibly that will ruin this, is take another kind of bigger blending brush and take this shade Bring the Fire, which is this red shade, and just add it to this pink. Where'd the sun go? Great. Hello? Okay, I'm losing my light already. This is wonderful. I'm just gonna take Funk and Soul right here and place it on my lid. Let me just get a good brush to do that with. That's clean. I really need to wash my fucking brushes. Okay. Funk and Soul. Here we go. Yeah, these pressed glitters that they're calling pressed glitters are just shimmery shades. They're not pressed glitters. They're just regular shimmery eyeshadows. So if you're buying this palette thinking that you're gonna get pressed glitters, don't get your hopes up. They're just shimmery eyeshadows, which there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely, like, totally fair, because everyone loves a good shimmer. But I'm just going back in with that Rock and Roll shade, the hot pink shade, and going around the edges of the shimmery shade. But calling it a pressed glitter is kind of confusing to me, because it's just a shimmer. I really like it though. I'm also going to take the shade Stars Tonight, which is like a shade lighter, and go right in the inner corner with that. Okay, great. Fun times. My camera battery died and I have no idea where I last left off. I just took a class. Sometimes I like to take a classic shader brush like this and blend with that. So I like to blend with that because you can apply such light pressure and it blends really nicely. Also, make sure you're blending the shimmery shades together. Okay, now I'm going to take this pointed blender that I was using and go underneath my eyes and clean up the under eye area a little bit, because as you can see there's just like a little bit of fallout and blending where I don't want. So a lot of the times what I'll do is I'll take my concealer brush and go in under where I don't want the eyeshadow, where I already put my concealer, because sometimes I have a hard time blending. Then we're going to take that pointed blender and go in with the Rock and Roll shade, which is the hot pink, and meet up with the hot pink that was on the top on both eyes first. Then we're going to take that same brush when we're done with that. Got some right in the inner corner that I really don't want, so we'll fix that off in a second. Then we're going to take the same brush and go in with the Bring the Fire, which is the red shade, and add it because that's what we need. This super hot pink color that we have going on here, we made it a warmer pink instead of a cooler pink, which I'm feeling. Just gonna take that same shader brush and just blend slightly under the eye so it's not too harsh of a line. And I think that's all I really want to do to my eyes. I don't even think I want to add any liner, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do mascara, eyebrows off camera, and then we're gonna come back and talk a little bit more about this and finish up the rest of my face. I'll just finish my whole makeup and then we'll come back and reconvene and we'll talk a little bit more. Then I'll do some swatches of this and then we can talk about my overall opinion. See you soon. Alright, I'm back and this is the final look. I just added some highlight, blush, gloss, you know, the whole shebang. I kind of realized as I was finishing my makeup that this is very similar to the makeup that I wore when I went and saw BTS in concert, so that's kind of funny. Anyway, my final thoughts on this. I'm going to include the swatches as we're talking about it. I know that the lighting really sucks, but just bear with me. This palette is $40, and you get 18 shades. I think there's a lot of fun colors in here. The shades that I tried were really good. I only used 4 of the shades. If you want to see me use another, if you want to see another look with this palette, please let me know. Overall, I think that the color, the shadow, the quality was just as good as ColourPop in my opinion. So if you have a ColourPop shadows, you'll know what that's like, if not better. Honestly, the mattes did blend a lot better. They were less skippy and way more pigmented right off the bat. Then, so for instance, I have the 143 palette from ColourPop, which this is my replacement because mine is broken, but obviously you can see it has a very similar color palette to the ones that I used on my eye today. And the ones that I used were definitely more pigmented and easier to blend and less skippy than the ones in this palette. So I don't know if you can still get this palette anymore. They do limited batch releases. The whole point of this video was kind of just to try out the brand to see if the brand was good at all, because I just saw that they were marketing towards K-pop fans, and like I said earlier, whenever something's super trendy, people try to capitalize off of the fans of whatever it is just to make a quick buck, and I wanted to know if it was good at all, and I really couldn't find anything. Like, I couldn't find reviews anywhere of this brand. When I typed in like IdolxCosmetics, the only thing that would come up was like how to do your makeup like a K-pop idol, which personally I'm not interested in. I'm just like a fan of the music. I like going to the concerts. I'm not trying to look like a K-pop idol. So I really wanted to know if this brand was good at all. So if you are a BTS fan and you also are a makeup fan like I am, I definitely would consider picking up their products, because also that's if you don't have a problem with them like taking inspiration from them and not having it be officially licensed. That's another thing that's just going to be a personal decision up to you. But since they did like a Love Yourself palette and they did a Dynamite palette, they're definitely going to do more releases. You can probably follow them on Instagram for that information. That's where I found them. So if you're interested, I definitely would check it out. If they re-release this palette, I definitely would say go for it. It's really fun. The quality was a lot better than I was expecting, honestly, and the palette, the colors are super fun. Like I said, let me know if you want to see me do another look with this palette, because I really don't know how many of you out there who watch me are K-pop fans also, or if you just like the color story of this palette. I don't know. Anyway, I just did this. I don't even know why I wanted to do this, but here I am. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and let me know if you did, and remember, stay cheap and lazy. Bye guys.